Hello, everyone. This is a video where we're going to talk about today's transit of Venus into the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. So when it's going into Sagittarius, it's going to be in the nakshatra Mula in the first pattern. So I do practice Vedic astrology, and I'm also a Vedic astrologer. I'm a brand strategy coach and a tarot reader, and I use all of those things to help women understand who they are and also how to maneuver their brands so that they're in alignment with their purpose and that they express their talents and their gifts and connect them to the right audience. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Okay, I want to go a little deeper in today's video. I usually just do the transits of the new moon and the full moon, but I want to start doing other transits so you can get a more fuller or more whole understanding of what's going on with your brand and your brand strategy and your brand strategy goals with more transits than the moon, even though the moon is very powerful. So I want to start with this spread is going to be about what this transit means for our brands. We're going to look at what happened in the past. We're going to look at the present. We're going to look at advice, okay? We're doing a general reading for Venus's transit into Sagittarius and the nakshatra Mula, pattern 1. I already know that Venus has experienced a lot of transformation going from Scorpio into Sagittarius. A lot of women are feeling a lot of different ways because of the election. A lot of it's just a lot of transformation, a lot of emotions. Venus represents women, and then when a planet goes from a water sign to a fire sign, it's called a Grandata, and that causes a lot of transformation because you think about how water and fire work together. It causes a lot of steam. So for us women, it could cause us to feel kind of lost, kind of like we need direction. We might be unable to see the path forward quickly because or clearly. I said quickly, I mean clearly. Because that's what happens with steam. Okay, it creates some an illusion in some way. It makes things very hard to see. So I know with the election, the results of the election, a lot of women are feeling, a range of different emotions. Some of you might not be, and if you're not, that's okay. But for the women that are, it's possible that you're really closely connected with Venus. So this transit that's happening from today, starts today, November 7th, until November 18th. So it's a very fast transit. But I believe it's very powerful, and it's going to be very powerful for you if you have Sagittarius rising according to Vedic astrology, because Venus has transited into Sagittarius. Also, if you are a Libra rising, or if you have a lot of planets in Libra, your moon is in Libra. If you are a Taurus rising, if you have a lot of planets in Taurus, because Venus rules Taurus and Libra, so you're going to feel this. If you're in a Venus dasha or Venus anterdasha, this is going to be important for you. Whatever Venus does is going to be important for you, so you really want to pay attention to that. So what was going on with what do we need to know? All women who have brands, especially women who have brands that are into the wellness industry, healing industry, coaching industry, What do we need to know about this Venus transit starting today until November 18th? And we want to know what's going on with past, present, and what is the advice that we have? What is the spiritual and astrological advice that we have for our brands, brand strategies, and brand strategy goals? So I can tell you right now that with Venus being in Moolah, Venus representing women and Moolah representing roots, we're getting down to the root of what we need what we need to pull up at the root. This election, I keep talking about the election because it's meaningful for a lot of women, but it's showing us what we need to pull up at the root. And that's on a personal level, on a relationship level, on a brand strategy level. What do we need to pull up at the root? Moolah represents the root. It represents ancestors. So we could also be thinking, what are the generational curses that we need to break when it comes to our money? Venus represents money. Sagittarius is going into Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter represents wealth and finances. So what do we need to pull up at the root when it comes to our money, our wealth, our finances, our lineage, our ancestors? The way that we think about women succeeding and women being wealthy and women being independent. What do we need to pull up so you can have the most successful life and brand? What is it that you need to pull up? Hold on one second. Let me pick this card up. Those are some things that we need to think about during this transit. So when a planet goes from a water sign to a fire sign, like I said before, it's called a grandata. Grandatas represent transformation, right? But Moolah also represents transformation. So it's a lot of transformation that we could be experiencing as women, and a lot of transformation that we could be experiencing when it comes to our money. When there is a challenge, how we transform or transmute that challenge is think about ways that we can change that challenge to work for us and not against us. How can we use that challenge to help us reach our goals? We're never powerless. We are never powerless. We always have the power that was given to us by just being born. No one can take that power away. We are never powerless. So when there's a challenge, we always have the power to see, to reflect, have peace about it, come at it from a peaceful state of mind, a peaceful mindset, and say, okay, now I recognize that what I'm looking at could be a challenge for me as a woman. The situation I'm looking at could be a challenge for me when it comes to my money, when it comes to my wealth, when it comes to my finances, when it comes to my legacy, when it comes to my beliefs, because it's in Sagittarius, that represents beliefs. When it comes to my spirituality, also a Sagittarius thing. But me knowing that I'm powerful, me knowing that I am never powerless, I can look at this situation from a mindset of objectivity, from a mindset of just, no emotion, just understanding, okay, I'm a goddess. So me knowing that I always have the power, how can I transform this and use this situation to become more powerful, to have more personal development, to reach my goals, okay? To manifest what I need to manifest, to have the successful brand that I need. Me having the wisdom, the power, the magic that I have as a woman, how can I transform this for my highest good? This is what we're focusing on. And we have to live in the truth. We have to stay in the truth right now and be really, really realistic. Why? Because Venus is moving into the nakshatra Mula. Mula is ruled by the south node of the moon, which is Ketu. And Ketu is in the zodiac sign Virgo, which is all about paying attention to details, being very detailed, being very paying attention to every little thing. I don't know how I got here. I forgot what I was even talking about. Okay, but we have to pay attention to those things. We have to pay attention to everything. And by perfecting our beliefs, perfecting our freedom, that's another thing. I'm all over the place. But by perfecting our beliefs, which is a Sagittarius thing, getting extremely detailed about our beliefs and where we want to go. Our beliefs, Sagittarius also represents freedom. So by getting really detailed about what freedom looks like to us as women, as women who own brands, that's how we can see success during this Venus and Sagittarius transit. It's time for us to pull up misogyny at the roots, pull up the energy of the patriarchy at the roots, pull up the energy of the hate that some people, men and women, have for women at the roots. Pulling up, we're talking about Venus that represents money, and Sagittarius that is ruled by Jupiter. We're talking about finances and wealth. We're also talking about moolah, which has a connection with billionaires, but also our ancestors, especially our female ancestors. So we're pulling up all the financial struggles, all the struggles they had with their beliefs. We're pulling that up. We're pulling that up, okay? That's what we're doing. Past, present, and advice when it comes to the transit of Venus into Sagittarius, the transit of Venus into Mula Pada 1, for women who own and have created their own brands from today, November 7th, until November 18th. All right. I guess I had to get out off my chest before I started this. Oh, okay. So we're starting with the Venus ruled card. The Ark of the Covenant is reversed. Mm, mm. Caught in the ruins. Mm. Okay, okay. Okay. It's a lot going on here. And then we have the Queen of Forces. This is the Queen of Wands. This is our advice. This is to not lose, to remember who we are as women. You don't have to be spiritually inclined. You don't have to believe in gods or goddesses. You don't have to do, you know, if you're a woman, you have power, spiritual power. I don't want to go no further. But this is to be confident. This is to understand. This is to understand who you are as a woman. The Queen of Wands, I usually say, is a bad B word. Okay. And that's our advice. That's our advice. Okay. So I'm going to pull some clarifying cards. This is the Tower card, present. So what's happening right now when it comes to women, when it comes to money, when it comes to what we value and our freedom as women, is karmic, which means everything that's happening right now is meant to happen. There's no need to fear anything. This is a push. The universe, God, is pushing us to remember who we are and that we always have the power to transform. The Tower card represents things that, things that happen to us that could be like out of our control and that are karmic. And what's happening right now is not, if you voted for Kamala, things could have, you feel like, things are out of control. Or even if you didn't, as a woman, you might feel like, this is like if you voted for Trump, but you're still like, hoping, like I voted for Trump, but I'm not just hoping that, he keeps his word that he says he's going to protect women. And like hope, you're hoping he keeps his word. Or if you're a woman who voted for Kamala and, and right now you just might feel, all a range of emotions. Remember, this is a karmic situation for all women, no matter who you voted for, no matter what your beliefs are. This is a transformative karmic time for all of us. And what we need to do is go with the flow. We have the power to go with the flow. It doesn't matter what happens, we have the power to ride the wave and maneuver whatever happens. Okay? Especially if we go with the meaning of moolah and take the negativity up from the roots. Okay? But there is a covenant when we talk about the past and the past. I feel like this is a broken covenant. I feel like if I scoot back, you have more light, because this is the Ark of the Covenant, if it was upright. Okay? That they talk about in the Bible. This is the Ark. This is the Ark of the Covenant, but it's reversed. There's a covenant that has been broken. There's a disrespect of women that's happening. I saw a video where there was a guy who is saying, your body, my choice. And what he was meaning by that was, they were talking, I guess the main thing is he was talking about no more abortions, or, small abortions, whatever you want to say. No more that, and no more food stamps, and no more this, and no more that, as if all women are on food stamps and all women, but whatever. There is a certain covenant that's been broken with the divine feminine, with women. And this is the wrong time for that. This is the spiritually, astrologically, this is the wrong time for that. There's a covenant that's been broken for women, with the female energy. And that's what happened in the past. So I'm going to pull some more cards so we can get a deeper understanding. This is not time to I'm getting a little personal today because it's just been a lot of stuff on my mind. Please clarify what happened in the past, what's going on presently, and what is the advice when it comes to women who own their own brands for this transit of Venus and Moolah, Venus in Sagittarius, from November 7th until November 18th. It doesn't matter who you voted for, whether it was Trump, whether it was Jill Stein, whether it was Kamala. All of us have to stand strong in our feminine power. All of us have to keep our covenant with each other. All of us have to uplift each other and love each other and network more. and really it's time for us to come together as women. And it's also time to understand that if you have now, okay, we're talking about Moolah, and Kali Ma is strongly connected to this nakshatra. And what she wants you is to face your fears, no matter how scary they are, to look at and face. And that's how we get to our seat of power. And we're facing things that might seem ugly, things that we like, ugh, I don't want to look at that. That's ugly. That's scary. That makes me feel some type of way. And for women, some women, we might have to understand that some of us hate ourselves. And even though it's ugly to look at, we have to address that, because this is all about, this transit is, like I said before, we're talking about Venus that represents money, Venus that represents women, but Venus also represents self-worth, self-confidence, all the selves, self-love. And then it's in Sagittarius that represents wealth, and it represents finances and abundance. So as women, we have to see, do we love ourselves or do we hate ourselves? Because if you hate yourself, then it's quite possible that the money that you're trying to bring in is not coming in the way that you want it to come in. So how do you treat yourself as a woman? How do you value yourself as a woman? How do you value your brand? You're a woman who created your brand, who started your brand. So how do you value yourself? How do you value your brand? How do you value other women? How do you value other women? Venus represents values. So how do you value other women? Do you hate other women? Are you a male-centered woman who is on the pick me type of energy? Face your fears. Is it ugly? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how what I'm saying makes you feel. What it matters if it's the truth or not. Because the truth is going to set you free. As I said before, Sagittarius is about freedom. And I'm not saying your vote says you hate or love women. I'm just talking about the energy right now. Do you love women? Do you love yourself as a woman? Because it's really time for us to stand together. So please clarify these cards. Please clarify past, present, and advice for this transit of Venus into Moolah, Venus into Sagittarius from November 7th until November 18th. All right. I really wish I could use my runes right now, but that was causing me to people to drop off because of all the noise, because of all the shaking. But I really want to use my runes right now. This is feeling very, 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 oh my gosh. Let's look at these cards. Y'all gonna be like, oh my God. Okay. So we have these together. The covenant that was broken with the feminine energy. And then we have Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. This is what happened in the past. This is so dark. My grandma used to say, it's so dark. Teacher awakens. So in the past, the covenant was broken, but then the teacher in us, the Mary Magdalene in us, and there's a lot of teachings about Mary Magdalene and how she is here to support women, and you know the power that she had, and that she was, you know, Jesus's partner. The teacher awakens from this broken covenant. The teacher awakens. So as women who have brands, we could have experienced some partnerships that we see need to be released, some relationships that we see that need to be released. We could have energetically felt that we need to disconnect because, well, could be that we need to disconnect from energies that are not supportive to us as women who own brands. And I say disconnect because K2, the south node of the moon that rules Moolah, where Venus went to today, is about disconnection, but it's also about liberation. It's also about evolution. Moksha, going to the next spiritual level. So in the past, that's what could have happened. We could have had some type of realization. We could have had some type of realization. Okay. So let's look at, this is my Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman, Dinah. Focus intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. So this goes with the tower. This tower, the caught in the ruins. This is the present. We're talking about the present right here. We're talking about the present right here. So we're talking about this tower moment that you could have experienced with your brand or as a woman in this present. And this is Diana. Focus intention. This is a card that's ruled by Mars. This is Wonder Woman. Okay. So it doesn't matter what type of challenges we're experiencing as women or as women who own brands. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what type of tower moment, some challenge that's actually happening or that we perceive is happening. We're still Wonder Woman. Dinah. We're still her. We're still that goddess. We still can take action. We still can claim our power and stay focused. It doesn't matter what type of whirlwind, tornado, hurricane, any type of act of nature is happening with us that we're experiencing. We're still Wonder Woman. And we have to stay focused on our goals. What do you want for yourself as a woman? What do you want for your daughters as a woman? What do you want for your granddaughters as a woman? Your nieces? Your brand? That's what you need to stay focused on, no matter what's breaking down or transforming or changing around you. That's what's happening presently, okay? We have to understand. We are Gal Gadot. We are Wonder Woman. Okay, now our advice. Our advice is Mother Mary. Love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. So this is like a confidence. This is with your advice for your brand and for yourself. During this time, you have to be confident in who you are. You have to be confident in what you can achieve, what's possible for you. Have that mother energy and choose peace. It's the easy thing, the easy way to do things would be to choose divisiveness, would be to choose a lack of unity. But it doesn't matter what you believe, what your spiritual beliefs are, what your political beliefs are, what your your values are. We have to choose peace as women. Peace with each other. Okay, because that's how we're going to stay free. That's how we're going to. Sagittarius also represents a purpose. So that's how we're going to be more in alignment with our purpose. Is to have, when you're confident, you don't have to be loud and yelling, and you don't have to do a lot. You just have to have that knowing. Okay. If you're like, you just have to have that knowing and that understanding of who you are. And that comes with confidence. And if you're confident, you're not, rah, 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 rah. You're not trying to prove anything to anyone because it is what it is. What are you going to do? That is Queen of Wands type of energy. It's action. What are you going to do? And that just leads me back to what I was saying in the beginning. When it comes to your goals for your brand, when it comes to your goals for yourself as a woman, you have to understand the energy of the nakshatra that Venus is going into, which is Moolah. What are you going to pull up at the root when it comes to your self-confidence, and when it comes to your self-love for yourself and for other women and for your brand and your brand goals? What do you need to pull up at the root? What do you need to change and transform and transmute when it comes to your financial stability? Look at your sales strategies. Look at your sales goals. That's the strategy. That's the brand strategy. We're focused on our sales strategy for our brands. What are your goals? And what do you need to pull up or transform when it comes to your sales strategy? Your ability to manifest the money and the finances that you want, that you need. Understand that no matter who is in power, you have the power. That's what we need to remind ourselves during this transit. It's a very quick transit from today, November 7th, to November 18th, November 19th for some. It's a very quick transit, but it's one that is extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. So that is what I have for you today. Look forward to the next videos I'm going to be coming out with. We're going to be looking at the full moon, but I wanted to make sure that we understand. Oh, and you know what else? Okay, hold on. You know what else? We're looking at our sales strategy. Okay, our sales strategies. And I just thought about Jupiter is retrograde right now in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. So it's a lot of Venus-Taurus exchange right now. How they don't get along. Venus and Jupiter don't get along. Okay, fine. But they both represent similar things, which is money and finances and wealth and abundance. And Venus represents money and luxury and the finer things in life and women. And Jupiter represents finances and wealth and abundance and strategy and vision. So with Jupiter being in Taurus, I was teaching to a class last night that it's going to be important for us to create strategies that help us for the long term. And that's because Jupiter is going to be in Taurus until May of 2025. And it's already been in Taurus for a very long time. So we have to really reflect on our financial goals. Really reflect on your sales strategies. because you're thinking about being detailed when it comes to your sales strategies, and you're also thinking about the long term. We're not just trying to get some quick money right now. We're trying to build a strong financial foundation for the long term. Long-term goals are a year, 3 years, 5 years. That's what we're thinking about with our brands. Okay. All right. So with that being said, look out for the full moon videos that will be coming out. Also, if you have any questions about anything I talked about when it comes to this Venus transit, any questions when it comes to your brand, let me know in the comments. And that is what I have for you. And I will talk to you next time. All right. Enjoy your day. And remember that your brand is sacred. And you as a woman is sacred. All right.